Welcome back to yet another episode on the Forever World. Today, we're doing some terraforming, mostly trees. As you can see, got a lot of materials in my inventory. The footage for collecting these materials, like usual, corrupted, but use a representation of what it would look like if I caught it on camera. All I did was collect some spruce wood, some spruce leaves, some oak logs, some oak leaves, some acacia logs, some acacia leaves, and some birch leaves. I also did collect a little bit of mud, but there's no reason to really showing that. It's just putting a bottle of water on dirt. It's pretty easy to get. But yeah, like I said, today we're doing some terraforming. Not doing any major hills or mountains today, just the basic trees. I'm going to do some major terraforming like that once I get god tools and a god set of armor and stuff, mainly because it just makes the whole process a lot easier. But I just thought these trees would brighten up the area and make it look a lot better. So what I gotta do is I got all the logs and stuff, but what I have to do now is craft all of them into fences, fence gates, whatever I need them for. Also, don't ask me why I crafted like that. Personally, I don't even know. Never craft like that. There's no reason to craft like that when you have the crafting menu. But yeah, this process is pretty boring, so I'm not going to make you sit around and watch me craft a bunch of fences in, fence gates and stuff. There's just no reason for that. So let's just get in to start making the first tree. So I think the first tree is going to go, right about here in front of the nether portal. I think just probably the right spot. I have plenty of spruce leaves, so I'm just going to use those as scaffolding. And I think what I'm doing is, I think that looks right. So I'm going to put a big stump at the bottom for these trees with just a spruce log. Didn't really need as many as I did gather. Just gathered that much for the leaves, really. And then some mud fences. Not fences, those are, what are they called? Those are walls. Wish there were mud fences in it. That'd be a really good transition. Also, don't ask why I'm mining dirt with my fist when I have a diamond shovel. Personally, I also don't know about this one. I'm using this dirt for scaffolding, even though like I just said, I have plenty of spruce leaves for scaffolding. So for this first tree, what I'm going to do is walk you through the process of making it. So if you wanted to, you can make them in your own world. But for the rest of them, I'm just going to do something different probably. Probably what I'm thinking I'll do with editing is just lay out the spot of it and then get back to you when I'm done. Not quite sure yet while filming this, but what I'm doing here is at the bottom layer, I'm using spruce leaves. I have way too many of those. Don't need as many as I gathered, but the reason I gathered so many different types of leaves is because I like to do gradients with my tree leaves. So to make more of a shadow. So at the bottom, I do the darker leaves, obviously being the spruce leaves. And then a little less darker are birch leaves, which most people don't really see as dark, but they're probably the second darkest leaf in the game. Not many dark leaves besides spruce and birch. Next, I do oak leaves because you probably can't tell on camera here, but they are just a little bit darker than acacia leaves, which I do use for the highlight. Normally I would use azalea leaves, but I have not found a lush cave yet, and I think probably once I do find a lush cave, I might switch out the very tops of them for a few azalea leaves. Just feel like it'd look a little better. But back to the tree building process. What I like to do with my trees is as I get higher to the top, they get less and less leaves, and the branches that branch out or get less and less small. No, they get less and less big. They get smaller and smaller. I didn't do the best job at showing this here because this was my first attempt at building this in survival. I have built stuff like this in creative on the island project that we wrapped up a few days ago. But I think it looks good. I really did better on the other trees. But I think this is a good example for what we've done in this episode. And I personally really like it. They add quite a lot to the world. So what I'm going to do is just take a step back. Look at this. Might make a few corrections. Might not. Might be perfect. Probably not. There's no such thing as perfect. But might look pretty good. I say it does. Maybe the birch leaves need to be a little smaller. But I think I'll leave that for now. See, just let it sit with me. So I think the next one I'm going to put here. And there we go. Honestly, I think this one's my favorite so far. I've only done 2. I've said that already. Why do I always say that this is my favorite when I've only done 2? It's the second time I've done that. But it is better than the first one, I have to admit. Real fast, let me go to sleep, and then we'll get the third one in. I think the third one we're probably going to place up here. And I don't know why I'm saying probably. We are going to place it up here. And I'm going to run you through a little bit to do with this one, because this one's going to be curved. And when I say curved, I mean it's just really just leaning over the edge. So I think what I'm going to do is just use the fences still. Make it lean a little bit. Do I keep that fence there? Do I not? I don't know how it would look without it. Why am I mining with my fists? I'm too lazy to bring my axe out. That's probably why. But yeah, go up, switch to oak. Probably go over another one in oak. Actually, let me fix this. Oh, now I'm not lazy enough. Great for me. Yeah, I think that does look better. So let's just go up a little bit with oak, and then just to make it a little even, we can go out the other way. And I think that's high enough. I can never hit MLG bucket clutches on camera, but then I always can after. So it is looking a little wonky. I think the things need to be bigger at the bottom, just a little bit more leaves coming out a little bit more. And I think they stay a little too big at the top. So let me take a look at that. Oh, I don't like how those leaves are connecting so much. Let me fix that. And break a few of those. See how this looks. Alright, take a step back. Yeah, that looks pretty good. For the first time doing one leaning, that looks pretty good. I think for the last one, we're just going to place it right here. Alright, taking a step back. It's a little small, but I think it'll do. I'm just going to place in a few more leaves, bulk it up a little bit. Let's get up here, round, back. Ooh, apple. Mine a few blocks, place a few blocks, switch a few blocks out. But yeah, I think that's good. Let's take a full step back. Oh, thank God that didn't ruin the concrete. I have concrete powder, but don't really want to have to fix that. Alright, let's take the last step back after I plant this acacia sapling. Don't want to have to venture out to get more. But I think that is going to be it for today's episode. Bit of a short one, but we didn't really do much. Just got trees, and I haven't posted in a while, so I wanted to get this video out. So, I haven't already, so I'm real quickly just going to ask you, if you've watched all the way, please consider liking and subscribing. It's free, and it truly does help out a ton. Let's get a better look at this, and that's perfect.